Hello everybody, welcome to OCD Hi-Fi Guy. I am going to teach you something useful today. What this is going to be is how to find the deals on used gear. Okay, so I've talked about it before, and how you can really, this is how I started Hi-Fi. You don't buy new, you buy used, because you can buy used stuff that's, look, an amplifier, a power amp especially, a solid state power amp even more especially, it doesn't have any moving parts. It just sits there and amplifies, okay? And for the most part, the only thing that ever goes wrong with those, if they're in good condition, they're not blown up, is that you may need to change the electrolytic caps, which is something that's very simple. You don't necessarily need to do it yourself. And actually, a lot of them have either been done or they are just... they're fine. They're in great shape. I've actually never seen one where they're leaking or bad. I know I've heard that people do, but I've never seen it. So anyway, let us start out with, I will search over here in the search terms. Let's say, and this is just general, we can start with high-end audio. And that's kind of a lame term because really people that are in it don't really call it high-end audio. It's usually people that aren't. But sometimes you can find something, okay, yeah, see, he doesn't even call it Rosewood Tower speakers. That's this right here. It doesn't even say, well, let's go and see, because maybe it's something that he doesn't even name it. No, okay. So if there's no brand, forget it. There's no brand. I mean, look closer. Philips, okay, lame. Okay, it's a damn TV. Okay, so, we'll keep on going. Here's a Denon vintage integrated amplifier. Okay. This is looking okay, maybe. I wouldn't touch it. Maybe other people think it's cool. I don't like those kind of things. I just look inside and it looks all just janky and like, I don't like it. So let's see. Okay, now we're talking. Over here, we've got some Vandersteen Model 4A. Okay, so what you would do, and then let's see, it has, okay, it says Super Tweeter comes with the Vandersteen bass crossover. Subwoofers were removed, sent to Bill of Miller Sound and replaced. Okay, so you can see it's been taken care of and serviced. The Oakwood end caps were removed and replaced with Sonus Faber style end caps by a furniture maker. Okay, so hopefully it looks good. After the subs were reinstalled, the speaker cloth was replaced with original speaker cloth by Vandersteen Audio. Okay, so just so you know, anything that's done to the speakers that's not done by Vandersteen makes it worth less. So while these people sit and tout, oh, that I had the local furniture maker do it, it could look beautiful, okay? Which in this case, it does look like it's... these are very well taken care of. I can see it. In fact, that top is gorgeous, okay? So you know, it doesn't really make it, let's just say it doesn't take away from it. It doesn't make it worth less, okay? In this case, it definitely doesn't make it worth less. But it doesn't really make it worth more, okay? Because it's not original. And so anything that's not original, it doesn't really add value. And they should know that. Okay, but it says the amp was refurbished and upgraded to the highest mod available because I guess there's a, the Eagle 7A. What's that? That's a sub amp. And so I wonder if that is, okay, so see this right here? This is an amplifier that came with it. So you get a sub amp by Vandersteen that came with the speakers. So you get this amp that has been rebuilt, and 430 watts per channel, and you get the pair of speakers. Okay, and how much are they? Okay, so they're $2,750. So you could negotiate possibly to $2,000 for these things. This for $2,000. Okay, what's our comparative is Buchart for the same $2,000. Okay, come on. Completely different things. This thing will eat the boot cart alive for frickin' lunch, dinner, and breakfast. Okay, way better speaker. Look at that. I mean, it's older. Yeah, it is, but it's been taken care of. So you would get in the course. Anytime you're using Craigslist or any of the other, online, you got to use your common sense because people could be trying to rip you off. Okay. This guy seems legit. He names all the people that have worked on it. You know, he knows it's just too descriptive to be a hustler. He knows too much really to be a hustler. A hustler would probably have, you know, Vandersteen speakers, you know, $1,500, and then not say much about it. But this guy knows, it looks like he knows what he's talking about. Now, does he have another amp? Sold together, and that's the, okay, so the Eagle 7A, yeah. So it's like, oh, maybe that's the crossover, that thing, and then what's the Eagle? Ooh, that must be the Eagle thing. The hell? Yeah, okay, so this is the amp. Okay, the amp is huge. This thing must be, let's see, and it says right there, Electron Kinetics. So you could Google that. I've never even heard of these guys. Google Electron Kinetics, Connecticut. It looks like it's from United States. It's a big-ass old amp. It's probably Class A if it's this tall. And for 400, Class A-B. It's Class A-B. But it's got mount, see these? These mean that it can be mounted in a rack. So that means maybe it's from the Pro side, maybe not. Looks like he's actually in a rack, a 19-inch rack, and these are too short. So who knows? Nonetheless, you get that big, giant freaking, it's a dual mono. So this is a stereo amp, 400 watts per channel. This thing is probably beefy as shit. I'm guessing, just because of the looks of it, the handles and all that. Okay, this is the crossover, okay, which looks pretty sweet. And then there's the speakers. So all three of those things you get for $2K. Well, $2,750 is what he's asking. You know, maybe you can get, I'll bet $2,500. He doesn't say anything about firm and I won't budge or whatever. So look how easy it was for us to find some hi-fi speakers that are very well known and very well made. Vandersteen has a cult following, and they do. He's hell bent about like phase alignment. I don't know. I've never really looked into Vandersteen. I've never owned them, but I know that he's hell bent on one thing or another, and I think it's the phase coherence. And so this thing is a 3-piece set: a stereo amp with a kick-ass sub-amp, a crossover. Oh, dude, I mean, you could use this amp and the crossover for other speakers. It wouldn't matter, as long as you could adjust the crossover. And look, even here on the back of the speaker, you see we've got adjustments. We have mid-range level adjustment. We've got tweeter level adjustment. And then we've got a switch for biamp or full range. So that means if you switch it to full range, you plug in one spot. If you switch it to biamp, you plug into 2 spots, or 3, I guess it looks like. Tweeter and mid-range, mid-bass, and subwoofer. Okay, so that's a 3-way. So we got tweeter level, mid-range level. Oh, the sub-level is on the crossover itself, on that little crossover that we saw. That's probably got the sub-level on it. Okay, here's what it looks inside. Okay, so that thing's got a down-firing sub that you can't see right now. And it looks like it might be 2. They may be in an isobaric configuration. And then it's got a mid-range, maybe a 5 or 6-inch mid-range. Or maybe it could be bigger. 6-inch or something, and then like a 4, and then a tweeter, and a super tweeter. So this is pretty kick-ass, man. I mean, this is not a little cheap piece of crap. It's a 5-way. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5-way speaker, man. 5-way speakers are hard to pull off. I'll tell you that much. So, and here we go. Yeah, right level and left level. Yeah, so here's the level control. So the level control for the subs are right here, and then the level controls for the mids and the tweets and the highs are on the back of the speaker. So this means not only is this means that you can set the levels for your room. So no matter what your room is, if it's got reflective surfaces, if it doesn't have reflective surfaces, if it's whatever, you have complete adjustability in terms of the gain for each different spectra of the speakers, the mid, the sub, or the highs. See, and any type of thing like this where there's adjustability, it means it's different, man. I mean, it's not the regular old crap. This is something where they really cared about letting the people adjust it for their room. Okay, because every room is different. Some have a whole bunch of bass in the room and you need to turn it down. Others, you need to turn the bass up. So that's what this is all about. I would tell you right now, phenomenal buy. I would totally recommend it. The guy looks like he's legit. The gear looks like it's in good shape. I think we could get it for $2,500, maybe less. And we're in Buchart territory, okay, if you're buying new. I don't know what else is new for $2,000, but this is sweet. You just want to check the drivers, okay? The drivers that are in here most likely are not drivers that are still available. They might be. You could call Vandersteen. Vandersteen is still very much in business, and you could find out. So the only concern with older speakers like this is that if these cabinets are optimized for that particular driver, and that particular driver is no longer available, if you happen to blow it out, there will not be a proper exact replacement. Now, sometimes they will build a driver for an exact, like, okay, so let's say this is whatever, ScanSpeak SR10 thing, whatever. And then when they discontinue this, they replace it with something else. And if you call Matasound or wherever you're getting your drivers, they may say, well, we've got the, Seas replacement for that actually is the direct replacement for the ScanSpeak, blah, 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 and it will work perfectly in that location. So you could also do your homework and then call Matasound and say, what drivers do you have for the Vandersteen Model 4, that in case I pop them, you've got replacements, and find out if they do in fact have replacements. If there is no replacement, then you would be it's worth less, okay, than if there are replacements for everything. If there, you see what I'm saying? Because if there is no replacement, you'd have to find another used one or something, and you probably could, but it's more of a pain in the butt. So that's how that works. This, I would say, yep, go for it, man. $2,500, presumably with a freaking huge amp and two Vandies that are 5-ways and a crossover. Come on, okay? So this is how you do it. People say you can't afford HiFi, it's too expensive. That's BS, man. You don't want it bad enough. I did, and so I figured all this crap out. Big John does. You should see him and Crazy Mike. My God, the deals that those guys find are insane. So, okay, let's go back to out here. Okay, so let's see. We've got Harman Kardon. Forget about it. Panasonic. Forget about it. PV. Forget about it. Polk Audio. Monitor, forget about it. Monitor Audio, maybe. I don't really like them, but a lot of people do. Okay, so here's these little things for 220 bucks. I think that's too much. I don't know what they're worth. It says they're $800, quite expensive at $800 when they're new. No, that's not. That's cheap when they're new. $800 means that they manufactured them for like $150. So yeah, so these, I would not call them HiFi. I would not recommend them at all. Unless you just really have zero, nothing, and you're in high school and you're listening with an iPod, then you could get something like that and it'll be okay. Like, don't worry about it. But if we're seeking out the real HiFi, we're gonna not take that at all. Okay. So the only things that were doable on this page. Oh wait, we got an audio research. Okay, look at these. There's not even photos. Okay, audio research phono pre could be potentially good. Audio research Ref 5 preamp. I think these are decent. Audio research jack. Okay, so what we want to know is this the ARC old stuff or is it the new stuff? If it's the new stuff, we don't want it. If it's the old stuff, we might want it. We have to look. We have to determine. Let's see. Okay. It says that you can find the info, so you could look. Okay, the guy says, have other audio research and high-end gear available. Audio and speakers. So you call this dude up and say, yo, man, what do you got? And he could tell you a bunch of stuff. You never know what they've got. Okay. PS Audio DAC preamp. Stellar, it's $950. No, you can't have that. Audio research. Okay, so this might be newer or something. 5850. It's either like a serious reference killer design or it's a newer one. And the newer ones are overpriced. It's one of those deals where they're petered out. They're no longer the same company. Yamaha, forget it. That's like a Polk Audio surround sound. No. Beats, don't you dare. Let's see. Audio Engine. No, that's a like a interface for doing music recording and stuff. Okay, so it looks. Oh no, that's a sub box. And let's see. Okay, so that's that for here. I'm going to show you something else. I've got to go grab the door. So hold on. Okay, I am back, and let's see. Let's look for another search term. Let's try HiFi. See, I doubt there. Well, let's see. Okay, look at that. HiFi stereo Rogue audio tube amplifier right there. The very first ad. Oh, this has got a bunch of stuff. Oh, okay. Okay, look at this. Okay, so Rogue Audio, first of all, great company, man. Vacuum tube amplifiers made in America at a great price. Look at this thing, $700. Okay, and what is it? It's an Atlas magnet, 4 times KT88. Okay, so that means it's probably about 75 watts per channel. I found my recent purchase. You got another Rogue. Okay, 88 near flawless, puts plenty of power. Soundstage. Okay, so my guess is 88. Okay, it's got 4 KT88, so it's about 75 watts a channel. This thing is okay. Look at that. He's got 4 of them. It's not the newest one, but look at the massive transformers. It's got a fan on the side. That's the only thing I don't like. I saw that there's a fan there. But it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, that is better than a freaking Klipsch, you know, little freaking amplifier that you buy at Home Depot. Or, I mean, not Home Depot, but Best Buy, you know. So, $700, okay, a tube amp, a solid tube amp, a respectable tube amp. Nothing wrong with a Rogue. It's made in America, okay? Made in America tube amp. That is freaking awesome. So you could talk him maybe 500 even, you know, 5 to 6 for sure, okay? So that thing, bam, that's a deal, okay? Look at this one here, HiFi audiophile integrated tube amp. Okay, so I already know what that is. Hey, close that door, please. Close the door. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so I know what this is. This is a Jolita, okay? And $1,400 if this is a 501. Is that what it is? A 502, okay. This is a little bit much because they were not much more than that new. There are 10, 12 AX, 7 tubes. Oh, he's got extra tubes. Okay, 4 EL34s. The 4 that are EL34s, I don't know. I never liked this amp with EL34. It's not strong enough, but you could put them in there. You put KT88s in there or 6550s, and it's got the 60 watts per channel. Okay, you would be surprised at how good these things sound. He's got a lot of tubes there. I know how to go in this thing and modify it and change out the coupling caps and change out a couple things in the power supply in here. I used to live off modifying this exact amplifier. I sold a ton of them. And my whole shtick, instead of selling it, you know, like the guys I was selling against were all discounting, and not making any dough. And I'm like, you guys, crazy, man. So I added stuff. I sold it at retail price, but I gave them more for their money. So I put in, you know, audio cap thetas at the time, and I did some changes to the power supply, and man, you can make this little puppy sound so damn good. So look, $1,200. Is that what it is? Let me see, what is it at? $1,400. No way, the guy's nuts. Okay, the guy's nuts. It is a good amp. It's not worth that. You saw the Rogue. The Rogue is the same thing, 4 KT88s, and the Rogue is $700. So really, this thing should be $700, $800. This is too high, in my opinion. It's a great little piece, but that's too high. So let's go back and see. Okay, B&W DM14. Okay, so B&W is a respectable company. I don't know anything about these DM14s because all of these companies at one point put out a piece of crap stuff, and it's like, and this might be it. You know, you don't know. These are definitely not the higher end B&Ws, but let's see. Okay, oh, they're little. They're little. Oh, wait. We see how high this is. Okay, but I thought this was like a press, you know, wire thing. Who knows? Okay, so they look decent, okay? They're definitely going to be better than some crappy Pioneer speakers that you buy at Best Buy. They're $300 freaking dollars, okay? What does he say? Great condition, so that means they work fine, okay? So, man, for $300, total buy. Yes, absolutely buy it. In fact, give them $250. Try and squeeze $50 out of it. $250 and forget about it. There's no way you're finding for $250. These things would probably smoke Elax for $250, however cheap those things are. They're floor standards. They got dual, like at least those are 8s. So who knows? I don't know any. I've never had Elac, but I'm just saying, man, these are better than 90% of the crap that you find out there. That's $300. That's freaking $500. You know? Okay, so here we go. Over here we've got Infinity RS 2.5. Okay, $1,500. The guy's asking for trades. Let's look at what it is. Okay. Infinity RS 2.5 rare, he says. So we don't know that. We'd have to look it up. If I was looking at these, I would go ahead and Google Infinity RS 2.5. Working condition. Sound amazing. Need some cleaning. Okay, so what the hell does that mean? That could mean, waterlogged and warped. We don't know, but we need to ask if baffle foam needs replaced. Okay, so that is huge. That means the baffle, he's talking about right here, the foam around these drivers. Okay, if you got rubber around there, you're all right. If you've got that foam stuff, it's going to deteriorate, especially if it's an older speaker. They're going to have to be reconed. Now, the good thing is, in almost every town, there is someone in a little shop that recones speakers. So you could take this in, or they put new surrounds on. They keep the cone, maybe, and they put the brand new surround on there. I mean, you could even do it yourself if you're a little adventurous, they're not that hard. But, oh, look, woofers just refoamed. Okay, baffle foam needs replaced. Grills are 510. Woofers just refoamed at Northwest. Can demo. So what does he mean baffle foam? He probably means this. The baffle foam, okay, so yeah, this is the stuff that keeps reflections from bouncing off the front of the speaker. Yeah, so yeah, see how it's shitty right here? This foam stuff, it's probably simple to put that on. You could probably use a lot of different things. And look, these are ribbon, okay? Ribbon, tweeter, and mid-range. Here's the tweeter, and here's the mids. So there's a ribbon tweeter and ribbon mids. I will guarantee you these things sound good just because they've got ribbons. Pretty much anything that has ribbons sounds good. Infinity, back in the day, they were good stuff. They were total hi-fi, okay? No question. So these things are probably pretty killer. And look, okay, so he's showing us the inside. That's a crossover. It's got some janky-looking electrolytic caps. This doesn't look like a speaker crossover. Oh, it's like, okay, what does it say? Emit, okay. So these things look good. See, they look like they're, it's rusted. See, this is a rusty crap. You can definitely bring this guy down for sure, because they're, and this rusty thing can mean it was by the ocean. If it was, you want to check all this stuff a little bit more. Okay, so this is the crossover behind the tweeter and behind the mid-ranges. And they've got a switch here, and they've got two fuses, it looks like, and there's a potentiometer. So you can adjust these as well. So you can adjust how strong they are, how not. These could be pretty easily replaced and fixed. You could put film and foil. You just find out what these values are. They've got, this is an autoformer. So let's see. And they've got one down there. It's a little weird. If you, I guarantee if you search for this online, you will find somebody that has documented a complete rebuild and how to do it and what's the best things to do and all that kind of stuff. You'll be surprised. Okay, so these look okay. They're in okay shape. What is he asking for them? $1,500. Okay, so I would not offer him $1,500. No, what's he trading for? Trades for large clips, Macintosh or other high-end hi-fi. Okay, so no way I'm trading. Even if I have a Macintosh amp, I wouldn't trade. I would, okay, $1,500. I would see if I could, well, first of all, I'd learn about what a RS 2.5 is. He says they're rare. I'd want to find out. If they are really rare, maybe $1,000. But I'm not going to really go for these things that are, I don't know. When they're rusty like that, it just means to me, it wasn't in the perfect environment. It was maybe in storage somewhere. It could, which doesn't mean it's no good, but it does mean it's kind of a little rusty. Who wants to look at rust on the screws? Now, you could pull those out and put in brand new screws that are not rusted, and I would do that. But you still want to make sure that the other side, that's probably how this foam deteriorated a little bit. So these are in a little bit rough shape. So I would see how much they're selling for online and then just determine, man. I'll probably maybe give him a G note, maybe a little bit less for these because they're going to need refurbishing. Okay, so let's see. We've got a Project Phono Box, Phono Pre. That's just like a cheap $500 Phono Pre. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about it. I don't know much about that. We got the PS Audio thing. Nope. Vintage Bose 401. Now, those look interesting. Cool. Those are tripped out looking, man. They're trapezoids. Look at that. So what do? Go in the corner? Okay, manufactured in the late 1980s, original owner. This guy's the original owner. Uses hi-fi real-world reference monitors in my recording studio for years. Speakers sound fantastic. They're 2.5 feet tall, weigh about 20 pounds each. That's light, and will fill a good-sized room with Bose audio goodness. Right. Actually, Bose wasn't that bad back then, but it's still, I don't like Bose. so much. But he's asking $175 for the pair, and we don't know what the complements of the drivers are, but we could certainly, and they're 20 pounds, so that means these things need some weight. We could load them. You put granite on top, and make them heavier so they couple to the floor better. You could also load inside, perhaps. So you could do something with these. If you're on a budget, you could pick these up for $150, you know, and $150. You've got something that is kind of unique, and it's definitely HiFi. They definitely had HiFi in mind when they built it. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, okay, Pioneer SX90. Over here, we've got a Pioneer receiver, SX950. That's one of those huge receivers. Okay, so back in the day, I'll turn this a little bit. Back in the day, okay, it's right over here. They had these receivers, you know, and they were all like whatever, 30, 50 watts or whatever. And then you'd get these monster freaking huge ones. This thing is really wide and it's deep, and this thing's just giant. And they'd have 85. Now, when this thing says 85 watts per channel, this thing is 85 watts that will kick your ass. I mean, it's not just regular 85 watts that you know now. These are 85 old school watts, and they carry a thump. It's unbelievable. Some of these things sound so good. It's Pioneer, which was for sure respectable back in the day. Back in the day, this was a bad boy. It still is a bad boy. Look at the monster. You know, it's got these old, you know, some jumpers. I can't stand those things. But hey, if you're into vintage, you go for it. It's $875. Could we find something better? I'll tell you what, for $800, I'd rather have that Rogue Audio tube amp than this thing. I just would. Because, but some people dig the vintage and they want, I'm not that into vintage. Look at this. Okay, those look cool. I don't even know what they are, but they're cubes, and they remind me of Nelson Pass Aleph amps. So what is this? Okay, very cool speaker cabs. They are cool, but who made them? They won't tell us. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna say no, I'm not, because I don't know what they are. I don't know who they're from. They have like the old ass looking glued things. Maybe these can sound good, but I don't know. These don't turn me on when I see them. I don't get excited by these. They just look a little too old and a little too. I just don't know what they are, so I don't know. You know, so I would look, trying to ask what they are, and then research it, and they could be something awesome. Big John found these really cool. Actually, he saw them, but he wasn't into them. I was like, dude, you got to take these things. They were JBL speakers that were towers that just play they play in 360 degrees. The woofer is on the top, or the speaker's on top, and it points straight up. And they turned out to be so cool. He refurbished them, and he plays them with one of these old vintage receivers, and it sounds so cool. Okay, so look, that's what we found right there in just by putting in HiFi. So let's see. Okay, so HiFi, high end, we tried. Now, if we wanted to, let's see. We could try stereo, and let's see what we got here. Okay, so we've got the same Rogue TOA mixer amplifier, MCA. What is an MCA 8058 amplifier? Is this stereo? It sounds like pro audio stuff. Separate amp, I can use 4 separate stereo amps at 8 totally separate screw terminal outputs. RCA. So this I would look up. MCA 8050. MCA 8050. So let's see. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go MCA 8050 amp. Let's see what it brings back. Okay, so we've got, that sounds like what he was talking about. Biamp MCA 8050 multi-channel power amplifier. This is what he's talking about. So this thing, oh, lame, stupid. Okay, are we sure that that's it? Let's see, is this it? That sounded more like what he was talking about. Oh, it's a bunch of those things stacked up, right? Yeah, weak. Okay, so that we're not into it. It's a distribution amp. They're like, yeah, distribution amps. This is for like when you put the ceiling speakers, you know, in, and you all got a bunch of little ceiling speakers, and they just need crappy little, and you know, distribution amp or whatever. So okay, so we're not going to deal with that. Okay, so we go back and we go out. We look down here. I've got amplifier, symmetric, custom stereo. No, these all sound stupid. Let's see, integrated stereo. That looked cool, this red thing, but when it's $49, I'm like, hell no. Sony, BSR, no. Techniques, tape, no. JVC, no. Optimus, no. No. Vintage Marantz 1550. Those are kind of cool. Marantz is kind of cool. This thing's only $250. You would be surprised if you are a kid, whatever, and you are, you know, young. You're in your 20s. You'd say you're even 18 or 16 in high school. This thing is killer for you, man. I mean, shit. None of your friends have that, you know. And that's what we used to rock. And when I was in high school, was these kind of things, the Marantz, man. And you were just so cool to have this, man. You know, I mean, it's like you weren't cool unless you had a stereo. Okay, so let's see. We got anything else? Okay. Oh my God, that is fucking. Whoops, that is hilarious. That thing. Okay. Cube stereo. No. Okay, look. It's a shit Audio Freya. Along with all this other stuff. So $650. Okay, you could pick this up. I don't honestly, for $650, I think there's better deals on here. And I don't think you need a preamp when they're that cheap. I think you should just have a DAC with a volume control until you can afford something, a preamp. But so unless you need switching of some sort, then get that and go for it. Okay, look, and somebody's been cleaning up the Pioneers. $100 for this Pioneer here. Heathkit, a tube amp. That thing's kind of cool. I don't know anything about Heathkit. Oh, I see something I'm not telling you about. Let me scroll it down. Okay, so look at this. Okay, so this is interesting, but what kind of tubes? EL34s probably. Yep, it looks like it. Okay, this is cool because of, look at the vintage look on that thing. That is badass. Wow, look at that puppy. What's it got? Like a, almost looks like it's got like a Naugahyde lid on it or something. But that is a cool finish, whatever it is. It's not, it's just like crinkle paint or something. But that is cool, man. I mean, what's so cool is the damn thing. Look at the condition of the thing. That's just beautiful condition. And it's a tube amp, man. I don't know anything about these Heathkits at all. And I shy away from when I see the screw terminals and stuff. But you know what? If you're one of those peeps that likes to go vintage, I'll bet you this thing sounds pretty cool. And you know what? It's got major style. That thing is just cool. Okay, but I'm going to let you have it. On this thing, now I see something that is like I'm talking about. These are the secret deals that you find. Look at this stuff right here. David Hafler model DH500. Okay, this thing kicks complete ass. Okay, $500 freaking dollars. Okay, $500. It's a Hafler. There are kits. There are people on eBay that sell kits to rebuild this thing and turn it into a complete monster. This is a good bargain amplifier. Buy it. David Hafler DH500. What is it? How many? I think it's like $250 per side or something obnoxious. And it's real. It's the real McCoy, man. This is not joking around. This guy was making stuff for the professional market. You know, these things are so diehard. You know, it's so much. I mean, for $500, come on. What amp beats this thing for $500? Okay, get the damn thing. Okay, look, the deals are all over. So y'all sitting there crying about not being able to afford HiFi. I had to give you one of these numbers. You know, a little one of these numbers, because look, you can afford it. You just need to want it bad enough and go find it. It's right in front of you. David Hafler DH500, $500. An amplifier that will stomp anything that they sell at Best Buy. Anything. No matter what. I don't care. $3,500 Bose. This thing will crush it. So let's keep looking. Let's see what we find here. JVC. No. Yamaha. Not so much. Gemini. Dual disc. Nope. Stereo and home theater. Onkyo. QSC. This Pro. Console, stereo, Harman Kardon, no. Let's see, TV, nice vintage, Digitech, effects processor, stereo console, touchscreen, nice vintage Techniques. Okay, cool as shit. Look at this thing. That is freaking cool. I don't even know what it is. It's an integrated amp. And it's just so cool. Look at that thing, man. This is history right here. I'll bet you it sounds great. You know, it's probably 30 watts per channel. It's one of these old puppies. You know, but look, at least it doesn't have push button, you know, compression fitting things, those stupid things. But this is cool, man. I mean, you know, you can have, look, if you put that in your dorm room or something, you're just the coolest kid there is. Like, I mean, you got your iPod hooked into that, you're a badass. The chicks right away know that you're the man for sure because you got your iPod plugged into that thing. They're like, dude, you got style, man. This guy's got class. Wonder what else he's got. And that's when it goes down. So, yeah, so 220 bucks, man. You get it for 200 bucks. You could really punch and beat him up, get him for 180, 175, and a free Coke or something. You know? Dude, get it. Okay? Get it. Somebody, get it. Okay, so that, just because the style on that thing, man, you just can't, that is cool style. Regardless. Okay, so what else do we have here? Sony reel-to-reel. 3-head tape recorder. Interesting, but I don't think so. But I'm still going to look at it. What? How does it? No way. Prosumer BS. It's not even prosumer. It's total consumer. Ooh. Look at this, dude. Zenith Circle of Sound. Omnidirectional stereo speaks. Totally interesting. Talk about... No, listen to me, man. Hear me out on this shit. If you put this in your living room, I don't care anything, okay? People are going to ask about them, and you are going to have a conversation about HiFi, and you are going to turn them on to HiFi. And that is huge. You just did someone the best favor you could ever do them in your whole life. Those are cool, man. 1964... What does it say? Clean chrome legs, clean cabinets, original speaker wire wrapped in the bottom bracket. Okay, so let's see what it looks like, man. I mean, what are these things, man? They're Zenith. Look them up, man. Look them up. Look at that wood. That's so cool. It's cool. Okay, come on, man. That thing is cool. They're $100 freaking dudes. $100 bucks. 110. Beat them up, get them for 80 bucks, and have the most unique speaker out of any of your friends. For sure. You've got the coolest, strangest, uniquest, cool thing to, like, turn on the lava lamp and, like, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, you know what happens. So, it's like, those are killer. I mean, come on, that is cool, okay? So you guys have no idea the treasures that are on the, I don't even do this. I would sit here all day long freaking out and buy a bunch of crap that I don't need. Here's the guy that I went to his house, probably. This guy with all the stereo equipment stacked up. Or no, this guy's somewhere else. Look at him. Don't be a scamming waste of oxygen. I love it. Attaboy. Tell him. Okay, so he's got all this junk. I contacted this guy, actually, and a lot of it needs repaired. Now, the other guy who we went to, there's some cool stuff in here, though. The other guy that we went to, that guy that had the Horde, all his stuff, he would repair it. Anything that was coming in, if it needed repair, he would repair it before he put it up in his Horde pile, so that everything in the Horde pile all was operational. So that was pretty cool. Okay, so let's see. Pioneer, no. ADC Sound Shaper. I remember those. Stereo receivers. Okay, there's another guy with a junk Horde. Okay, what is this? Custom stereo speaker sets cabinet. Lame. Vintage Panasonic 8-track. Okay, Yamaha stereo receiver, Pioneer, vintage. These are console stereos, which are kind of cool, but I'm not there. Stereo system speakers, no. We got a front end loader. Look at that, audio equipment bulk buy, $1,500 in Noonan. What is that thing? Crown. Oh, this is pro audio junk. Nope. See ya. Let's see. What do we have? What do we have? Anything else? Sony. Now we got trucks. Why are damn pickup trucks showing up when I search for stereo? Maybe because they have a stereo in them. Okay. So look, those are the 3 search terms. You know, hi-fi, high-end audio, and stereo. Do we have anything else? Let's try this because it'll be kind of cool. Maybe we'll find some old stuff. Radio. We'll probably find walkie-talkies. Ooh. wow, that thing looks wild over here. What that thing is? Use digital and broadcast audio consoles. Interesting. I don't need, I want one of those, or even, they kind of give me the skeevy-jeebies. It looks like too much learning. But those are cool pieces of equipment. This thing, especially the wooden one, like that'd be cool just to have somewhere, just because it's kind of cool, you know. It's got all these are channel strips, and you can pull them out, mess with them, mod them, do whatever. So interesting. Okay, but not my thing. Okay, let's see, Bose radio, wave radio. Oh, okay, so I figured maybe we find something cool, some old. Nope, we're not going to go through too much in there. So let's see. Let's get a little more crafty. Let's try. Oops. Let's try Klipsch. Okay. Now we're not looking for anything that is new. We are looking for the old wooden boxes. KG4s. Okay, these are not quite the classic ones. They are from that era, and they are inexpensive usually. But they're not really the ones to have, kinda. But look, $350. It's worth $350. That's for sure. 300 because you're gonna hit them over the head and take them for 300. But we want, that's what here's what we want over here. Klipsch Heresy, vintage, okay? These don't make much bass. They're heresies, okay? But they are solid, and this is what started the whole thing with Klipsch. These little guys, they were made for movie theaters, man, and they would put 3 of these in the front and across the front. But that's how it all started. And the K-horns are, okay, that's not it. I almost thought I stumbled on a K-horn over here. I was gonna get all fired up. What is that? Klipsch 6s, walnut bookshelf speakers. What are those things? They don't even look like it's, oh yeah, that's new crap. Okay, so we're out of there. Brand new 7 speaker craft. Okay, no. What is that? Klipsch 100. Okay, no. Infinity Serwin Vega. Nope. I don't know. Somebody might know about Serwin Vega. I don't. Okay, pair of Boston Acoustics. No, those went. That company went to hell too. I mean, those were good in one day. Boston Acoustics. Remember Boston Acoustics, like for the car and stuff. Rebel. Okay, so Rebel isn't that bad. Performa. $1,200. Nah, I'm not excited over it. Let's see, what do we got? Polk Audio, Carver. Okay, so Carver. Nah, I'm not. Receiver. No, I'm not. Nope, can't have it. No. Carver C6 vintage preamplifier. Okay, because it's a preamp, I'm interested just to check it out. What is this thing? Some of these can be cool. But I'm not into this one. But I don't really have. I've never liked Carver, but some of them can be good. I don't really know much about the brand, and I just think they're one of those brands that I'm not into. Like, I'm not into PS Audio either, and I don't really have a good reason for them. It's just something doesn't vibrate with me for Carver or for Carry Audio or for PS Audio. I don't. Those are brands I would never own. Carry is funny. I wouldn't own it just because of the damn logo. I don't like the lettering. That's why I don't like that one. I don't want to look at that lettering in my living room. You know, it's so silly. But you know, look, there's so much stuff out of there that at some time you just got to cut things out to trim it back. Okay, look at these things. JBL Studio speakers. Those things look tripped out. 45K new. The hell's he selling them for? Huh. These would be interesting just because they look interesting to me. These just things look like they're too ugly to not sound good. You know, I can just tell that thing probably sounds good. It's a studio monitor, so that's a good start. Okay, so we're gonna pass by that. Serwin Vega, I'm not into. Okay, Pioneer 12-band graphic equalizer. That's kind of cool. Oh, what's that? Oh, those are heresies too. Okay, so no. Okay, what's this? 200 watt power. Okay, here's something that's kind of cool. I don't know if we'd pay $1,200. Oh, it's not there. It was a Class A 200 watt power amp. This thing over here, see? That looks. They're made in Canada. 200 watt power amp. That looks like that's pretty good stuff. You know, their older stuff is even better. Let's see, Behringer, lame. Denon amp and preamp. Axiom is okay. But not vintage clips, KG2, the real deal. Yeah, they're not the real deal. He's just saying that because they're old, okay? So, clips, KG 2.5, bookshelf monitors, those are okay for 150. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time doing this. I just wanted to take like a little bit of time. I want to show you something else though. Here's something that I know about. Okay, another place is called US Audio Mart. Like, let me show you something that is like, I don't know, freaks me out. But you know, I'll tell you. Look, oh, New Force Optima amp, 350 bucks. Okay, this is worth $350 for sure. Okay, is it still available? Yeah. Okay, so this little thing, I think they're weren't they 500, 499 or something? They made this thing. It originally was 1,200 bucks. They didn't sell out of it, so they slashed the prices, and they're selling them on Amazon for like 499 or 500 bucks. And I bought 2 of them just to see. And it's a good little amp. You can't tune it all the way up. Really, it's based on a Goldman. Yeah, that's right. So for, you know, you can tell the guy, what does he want? 350. Tell him 300. 299. 350 firm. Yeah, you will. That's why it's been sitting here how many days? Let's go back and see. 350. He's kind of sitting too tight on that, I would think. Oh, days in system, 3 days. Maybe not. Okay, so maybe let's see. We'll see if that thing, maybe it goes. You know, maybe he's not. Okay. So I want to show you something. Okay, and I never even heard about this brand until someone brought it up to me because it's in Georgia. Look at this crazy ass thing. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff you can find. Okay, Quintessence Acoustics Stealth 2nd edition. Okay, these are freaking monster speakers. Okay. Look at those things. Holy shit. Those things are like, I mean, come on. They either sound like the Holy Grail or they sound like complete ass. Because this is a very avant-garde design. Somebody has gone through major sleepless nights to draw this crazy ass thing up. It almost looks as if they've got monitors. One's inverted, one's straight up. This is like the poor man's Wilson or some shit. But it's interesting. Dual 12s on the bottom. Okay, so we look at the side thing. Look at that, man. These are fugly, but they're interesting to me. So interesting, so interesting. They're freaking like 350 pounds a piece or something. They're obnoxious. Okay, so those things, dude, the guy would sell them. He's asking $2,750. He would sell these things for $2,500 bucks. Okay, so let's look at that. Buchart is $2,000. What we just played on one of my videos. These things, $2,500. You could probably get them for $2,000 because they're so heavy that nobody wants to take them. You could get them off this guy's, and I'll tell you what. I know one thing for sure. They play louder than shit. I'll tell you that much. I can tell that. They're gonna play loud, and they're probably nice and clear. What I would be concerned about, and it looks like they got the phase, the time, the speaker, the time delay set. This is a super tweeter. You got 2 tweeters, but it's kind of weird to have 2 tweeters this far apart. That's what I don't trust. So I don't think it images. I don't think it has pinpoint imaging. I don't think it does wicked 3D imaging. What I do know is it'll drive your neighbors out of their house. Like, these are party speakers, big time. So if anybody likes to throw parties and have like a lot of fun, you could beat the piss out of these things. Probably just crank them up and have a lot of fun. And for $2,500 bucks, man, 25. These are $55,000 speakers originally. Did you get that? These things are 55 grand originally. They're selling for $2,200. Okay? Get off your ass and go get some damn hi-fi, because anybody can afford it. And the only reason you don't have it and you're crying about it is because you're not taking action. So that is one. And then there was another one that I wanted. That's what told me. Let's see. And this isn't a brand that I normally look for, but there's something that is. They're Lin speakers, and there was something that was in these things. Okay, Accurate 242, $9,500. Reduced to, this is also $2,200. He would sell for $2K for sure. I talked to the guy on the phone today. He told me he'd sell for $2K. Okay, and these things are also 5-way speakers. Look at the binding posts. That's a 5-way speaker. This is a hi-fi speaker. Hello, everybody listening? This is hi-fi. Okay, it's not some bullshit Klipsch or Kef or like whatever the crap is that they're selling at Best Buy, man. You know, and you guys, I mean, I hate to be hard on it because I don't mean to bum you out if you just bought them, but shit, dude. I mean, look, these things are out there for $2,000. These things will smoke the living crap out of a plasticky ass Klipsch thing that you got, you know, that was $800 or whatever. Even the more expensive one. Okay, so they got dual 5-way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are set up. This is a super tweeter. These are set up so that you get all sorts of frequency response. It goes, it's crazy. It's got to be good. Look, Lin is a very respected company. There's no way they're putting out a freaking thing that isn't totally researched and developed and hi-fi. They just don't do it. They have not sold out. They're not crappy crap, plasticky stuff that's all been hoarded out and sent to freaking Best Buy. No, they're not, man. Look, if your brand can be purchased in hi-fi, I mean, if your brand can be purchased at Best Buy, it's not hi-fi. Okay? Maybe they sell Klipsch, and maybe, what is it, Kef? Maybe they sell Kef at Best Buy. Okay, so the Blade. If you want to get the Blade, then we can talk about something that's maybe hi-fi. I don't even know if that's what we'll talk about, okay? But we're not talking about the plastic. If your speakers are plastic, okay, that's the first sign you need to dump them and get something wood, okay? Or whatever, granite or whatever. But plastic does not belong on speakers. I don't even want speakers that have plastic in the waveguide, you know? It's just like, no, man, plastic? Screw that. Like I would not, like, this pisses me off. That this thing is plastic. Well, actually, it could be metal. This could be like potted metal. It could be metal. It probably is. If that was plastic, I'd be upset. I don't like it. You know, it's got to be metal. It probably is metal because it just looks like it's metal. Look at this. Made in Scotland, right? Made in frickin' Scotland. If you see that the thing says made in Scotland, dude, trust me, they spent some money making it. You know, Scotland doesn't mess around with plasticky crap. They make stuff out of like hand-woven wool shit or whatever, you know? It's Scotland, man. They got bagpipes and whiskey and shit. So, you know, seriously, clean it up. Gotta clean these things off a little bit. They're a little torqued, you know? Okay, so look, we've had our foray. $2,000 on these things. We've had our foray. I just showed you guys how you could have some serious speakers for $2,000 or less. I showed you how you could have a killer tube amp for $700 that would power these speakers like you wouldn't freaking believe. Okay, for $4,000. What? $2,000 for the speakers, $2,000 for the amp, 4K, and you have an actual real hi-fi rig that when someone asks you what you have, and you tell them you've got Lin speakers and you've got a Rogue amp that's got 4K T88s, you've got some cred. You've got some respect. It's not the same as saying I've got the, you know, the Klipsch or the thing. And I hate to keep saying Klipsch, and I'm not bagging on Klipsch. Look, I've got Klipsch in my damn room. We listen to them, okay, the old heritage ones. But I'm just talking about whatever. I think they're cheaper brands. They're all those plastic speakers, man. Those things are just, ugh, you know, come on. So anyways, okay, so there we go. That is how that is how to get into hi-fi and to get yourself going for cheap. Go on to US Audio Mart. You need to know where to look. Let's look for Class A. You know, let's just see. Because, you know, oh, I know another guy. That guy with those Lins right here, dude, he's got a pair of Class A's. Okay, look. Anybody that wants a freaking smoking pair of amplifiers for $1,000, it's either $1,000, I think he told me, or $1,200. I can't remember. $1,000, we'll just say. Okay, because he'll do it. He's got 2 Class A amps that are stereo amps that bridge for 400 watts at 8 ohm each. And these things, these old amps like that, they're made to bridge. They don't sweat it. They're made for like low, you know, really, they got tons of current. So these things, you have 400 watts at monoblocks, solid state, Class A, made in Canada, for $1,000 freaking dollars. Just holler at me, and I'll put you in touch with this dude. Or go on to this US Audio Mart and find the Lin Accurates and call the guy up. He's local in here in Atlanta, and get your ass some freaking hi-fi amps, man. Some real ones. The ones that are going to, whatever speaker you're going to, they're just going to flog whatever speaker you got. Okay? So let's go. Okay, so I was going to try to check keywords. Okay, so let's try Krell. Okay, because we want to find an old-ass Krell. 5, no multi-channels. You're not allowed to do multi-channels. Stereo is it. You get a monoblock or a stereo amp. But the multi-channels, forget about it. Those are home theater amps. Okay, KST 100. I have no idea what it is. It's in Georgia. There. Look at that shit. That is cool as hell. How much is it? It's, where's the price? $19.50. Ah, that's a little steep. Okay, but how much were they when they were new? So what we would do is we would run this. Okay, we would run this, and we'll see how much they were when they were new. And we would take a guess. He could be, some people think, you know, they're too proud of their shit. And they, you know, and it's like, they just, they hold out for the highest buck. I don't know how this thing is priced. I do know one thing. That looks bad to the bone, dude. Look at those heat sinks. Dude, and bipolar, I can see it's bipolar outputs. This is no MOSFET thing. This is bipolar, the man's amp. You know? Look at that. Okay, this is old. This thing is hot as shit. It's totally, you can cook eggs on top of it probably. It's Class A. This thing is bad. And you know how cool you'd be with one of these with those fins sticking out? Your friends would come over with their damn little iPods and be like, what the hell do you have? Look at these massive Mach handles. This thing is in primo condition. Look how clean that lid is. Okay, so, you know, it seems to me that it may be, I don't know what it is, but this could be a deal of a century. It is cool, that is for sure. And this is the Krell from the era that I'm talking about. This is the old Krell. When you see that kind of, the tag and the plain gray faceplate, not the new stuff, man. The new stuff blows. This stuff is the good stuff. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have? KAV. Ooh, this thing sounds like it's a bad boy too. Okay, so I'm not as fired up about this. This is might be good, and it probably is, but I'm not into it. I'm not into it. It's got radiused edges, and it's all like, you know, organic looking and whatever. I don't like it. I just don't like the look. It could be, so I would, you know, if you like that look, it's very clean, okay? The other one looks all nasty, but hey, man, that's what I'm into. Like, I like something that looks like it's going to kick your butt. And that other Krell looked just bad to the bone, dude, with those, man, okay, pure Class A amplifier. What is this thing? Okay. See, look at this thing. This thing's a freaking monster. Holy crap. Look at that. Oh my god. These were meant to drive Apogee, Scintilla, like things that are like 1/2 ohm. Like you can drive, you can weld with this thing, dude. You can weld. You can, I mean, okay, so if you are willing to put something this big into your audio rig, these things crush. Completely crush. Okay? And it's like, what, how much is it? It's maybe a couple grand or something, because this thing is just, you know, these are collectible. It's like people just collect this shit. $2,700. Okay, so $2,500. Let's see. The Kinky Studio, the Kinky Studio integrated is $2,400, isn't it? For the Kinky Studio thing made in China. Says it's 200 watts, and there's no way it's like 100 maybe. This thing, it'd be like a big pile of doo-doo on the Kinky amp. This thing would, I'm not even gonna go into it. They're almost the same price, or best offer. This guy's willing to make, dude, come on, man. You guys want hi-fi? Pull your sack out and buy something, because look at that thing. That thing is just, you have no idea what that sounds like. That thing sounds so good, and it's so powerful. Nothing's gonna stop it. I mean, we could go, look, we could go through the Krell. We're going to keep finding stuff like that. We're going to keep finding stuff like that. So search Krell, okay? Search Class A. We want to find some older Class A. Let's find $850. Oh, processor, no way. Okay, so prices for ship Class A, CA200. What is that? Solid state amplifier. Let's see what this is. Okay, this is a solid state amplifier for $1,150. Let's see what we have here. Yes. Look at that. Okay, look at that. Okay. This thing is killer. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, do your damn Best Buy amps look like that when you open them up? Hell no. Not even close. This is how to look at a piece. Can't you tell, even if you don't know crap, you can look at this damn amplifier and tell somebody made this thing to rock and roll and like kill other things. I mean, ugh. Can you tell? Can you tell that this is like mono left, mono right, you know, power supplies? Can you tell that it's a dual mono power supply? That's what this means, two power supplies. This thing, the toroid and transformer is encapsulated in a shield to shield it from these delicate parts. Up here is like, it's all resistor, and this means it's all discrete. There's no surface mount crap. This is all through hole, built heavy duty. It's got, I mean, here's the outputs. These could be bipolars. They might be MOSFETs. I don't know. But, I mean, come on. Look how clean it is inside. I mean, holy crap. Look at the chunky handles. Yeah, it's a little nicked on the outside. Big deal. Okay, look at the back. It's got your, kind of a pain in the ass to fit your binding post in there. I mean, you got to use bananas probably. Look, they got balanced inputs on over here. Okay, dude, come on, man. This is an 1800. Are you freaking kidding me? Dude, do you guys get the message yet? Do you guys get the message? This thing is $1,800. I'm sorry, $1,150. It's $1,000 freaking dollars. Hello? Wake up. Look at that thing. Dude, I would totally use something like that. So cool. That thing is bad to the bone. You can't find anything for $1,000. You cannot find a new amp for $1,000. I don't care if it's shit or what. You're not finding a brand new goddamn amp that is this freaking bad to the bone. And excuse me for using my explicatives, because I have taken the Lord's vein in, like, just name in vain 1 second ago, and I have used the S word for doo-doo on many times. But I can guess that we're not kids here, and I did check the box today that I do not provide content for children, so I think I'm safe under those parameters. Okay, so are you guys picking up what I'm laying down or what? Look at all these deals for $1,000 to $2,000. Look at them. Look at them. What is this? This is a mono block, a Class A. Too bad there's only one. That's lame. But look, $1,500. You get them down a little bit. This is like a kind of a newer one. Okay, I'm not that into it because it's newer, but it's still kind of cool. If you had a pair of these things, it would be $3,000 for the pair, and it's a lot newer than the other ones. But it doesn't matter, man. There's no moving. But did you see how stout that other one was? That was my fave so far. That thing was cool, cool. I like the Krell. The Krell was for sure my fave. That thing, just look at it. You see those damn heat sinks look like weapons. Okay, look, we're at an hour. I could take more time and keep going through this. You guys can figure it out, okay? You don't need to contact me and post. What is this a good one? You know, when you see something like I just showed you, you know how to tell. If you want, look, okay, what's going to happen is eventually on 11 stereo, we will have a forum, okay? I'm going to tell you something, I'm going to do another video. It's going to tell you about what I have in store for you guys, because it's super cool. And it is going to, we are going to have a forum. We are going to have resources on my website. That'll be our website, I'll call it, the HiFi Tribe's website. And on there is going to be resources for you guys to cut through the bullshit and not have to deal with any of this crap that the hi-fi industry perpetrates. And you guys will have a forum where you can talk between each others, and you can say, look, I just got a Class A, you know, whatever, CA 150, man, and the thing kills it, you know? Let's see what this looks like, you know? Dude, they're all over. This is what that guy had. The guy had, okay, this is exactly what the guy has here. Okay, he said to me, this thing they're asking $1,100. He said to me, $600 each. Bridge has a 500 watt monoblock on a 150 by 2 and doubles down into 4 ohm loads, which means 300. Oh, bridged and then used as a 500 watt, whatever. Okay, so I think this is exactly what the guy has. You know, look at this thing, man. Okay, so if you can find one of these and it's $600, are you kidding me? Come on, he wants 1100. That's too much, probably, for this thing. Made in Canada. I mean, this is legit hi-fi. Look at that. It's total old school. It's got the bipolar inputs. These are the Mexican party hats, I call them. And they got, you know, just look at the fat caps and shit. I mean, this is cool, man. This is cool old school stuff. This stuff does not go bad, okay? It does not. You just need to recap every once in a while these electrolytic things right here. And if they're not leaking, they're okay, man. You know, and then these are electrolytic caps. You could replace these, no problem. They got 2 screws on the top, and you just screw them in. Okay, so, okay, don't be a douche. Go get yourself some hi-fi. Quit crying about the damn me talking crap about the shit or talking about the whatever the crap is that's out today that is nothing like the old stuff. See, I know the old stuff. That's why I think this new stuff is a joke, all this little crap. You know? Look what you can get for $1,000 if you go to the old school, man. Something that crushes. You know? This stuff is way cooler than the new stuff. Okay? So anyways, that's a resource for you guys. Okay? I'm totally giving you a tool, showing you where to do it. Go to Craigslist, go to usaudioMart.com, usaudioMart.com, and find yourself some hi-fi, because let's bring it up a notch. No more of the, should I buy the friend shit, friend? No, man. Go buy an old Krell. Go buy an old Class A. Go buy some good-ass stuff and get yourself into the game, because the other stuff is not hi-fi. This is hi-fi. Okay? See ya!